What's up, friends? This is Manni, and welcome to the absolute fun Freak Dagon Setup with 6 different weapons running on it that all cause some kind of effect to the enemy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We first have heating, cold, lockdown, corrosion, we have bump effect, and we have sonic weapons for healing prevention as well. And that just not just looks funny, it also fires so weird. And if you take a look in the top right, this is the effect panel of the enemy. Now he's going to use his transcendence now, or his ability, but after that, take a look at the top right. When we shoot him, how many effects are instantly staggering on top of each other? And this is what he will see on his screen on the top left. Like the top left side of the screen will fill immediately with all sorts of effects. And while I understand that the flamethrower doesn't necessarily create an effect that shows up, it still is kind of heating up the enemy, right, with flames, while at the same time freezing him with the freezing rockets, while at the same time adding corrosion and bomb effect. This is insane, dude. This is so fun. All right, let's go and have some fun. And the interesting thing is, since this is 6 weapons, even though the setup is technically not super useful, like, I would not advise you to run this in the Champions League if you're trying to win, but it works surprisingly well because it's 6 weapons, right? 6 weapons, they just deal a lot of damage, even if they're not really synchronized or, you know, not really doing everything that you need to do to maximize the efficiency. See, this, for example, is an Orokochi, and he just got absolutely destroyed right there. I hit him perfectly as he came out of his ability, and of course that means he's taking the full damage from these weapons. And just look what we're going to do, man. I mean, the Dagon, of course, brings all the necessary tools to be successful. Lots of firepower, lots of shielding, and so on. But we're like in the thick of it, man. We're like in the enemy base where everybody is spawning. And we're just coming out of that, killing everything that they have. There comes another Ophion now. I'm phase shifting through that. Thankfully, the angler seems to not have noticed me. Alright then, let's go and have some fun with him from behind. Alright, come out of that, please, thank you. And he's like, why am I not capturing this? Well, because you were not alone on that beacon, friend. And I guess at the end he realized. But now it's our beacon and the crisis. I baited him to drop his resistance. Let's kill him. Or let my team do it, because I have to phase shift. Yeah, that phase shift was needed, man. That freaking Ophion there was having way too much fun with me. But I'm not gonna give him another flight, because he's proven the second time now that he is very content with attacking me every time. So thankfully we got rid of him. Alright, so now comes the time where the Titans spawn into the game, and as long as there's not a Newton on the battlefield, we can actually still enjoy the gameplay and have some fun. As soon as there's a 1 Newton, the game's over. We've seen that plenty of times, and it's unfortunately going to happen too. But let's first attack this Mugumet. Look at this, man. He's just going freaking down. Oh man, my voice is still not back. It's insane, man. It's like 1.5, 2 weeks, and my voice is still not recovered. It's crazy. I can still hear it. I don't know. Can you hear it? Maybe I'm just more sensitive to it because it's my own voice. But it freaking drives me nuts. I can't talk like I usually talk. Anyways, let's attack that luchador here. Yeah, now he's using his reflector. So far, everything's under control, because no Newton. We have a Sharinga in the back, he's not doing anything. A luchador has used his reflector, and there's the first Newton in the game, and the gameplay's over. Bam! The moment the Newton arrives, boop, that's it. Gameplay is over, because I lost control of my robot, therefore I have no longer the ability to get myself out of harm's way, and I just get squished. That's it. So what I do here, I bring the the other broken thing, the Orokochi, with these new weapons, just to kill the Newton. Nothing else. I'm not even going to shoot any other player who doesn't deserve it. But that Newton, I'm just coming in to destroy that Newton with the other thing that he can't destroy. That's good. At least this setup is being used for something positive now, to drop the freaking Newton. Alright, and we're hopping right into the next battle with the Freak Dagon setup. So here we go. Alright, bam! 1 dredge scald shot actually got the kill. That was weird. Alright, so yeah, see, this is a Capri, and look at the top right. How many effects are being built up there? This is insane. Imagine you're getting shot at and your entire left side of the screen instantly fills with a million different effects going up. This this is something we have never been able to do before, because before the maximum amount of weapon slots on a robot was 4 weapons, and now with 6 weapons, that means we have 50% more effects we can apply to the enemy at the same time. Now, of course, you could run the paralysis drone to make a passive lockdown effect, right? So you could equip a different weapon slot instead that maybe does another different effect. You could run the tamer, for example, for corrosion. For rust effect, or claw jaw talon, like a claw, I think is a small one. You could run claw for rust effect, right? And so this way we have rust effect on top together with corrosion, with lockdown. And instead of the flamethrower that doesn't really do a real effect, you could probably go and equip something. What is left? We already have freezing. We already have corrosion and lockdown. Oh man. What am I missing? I'm sure there's more effects in the game now that I just can't recall here in the heat of the moment in the commentary, but I'm sure there's more effects we can do. And that we should maybe do in another video. If you want me to, guys, I can research this a little more, and we can really make the maximum number of effects. But I already, just so you know, I equipped the weapons not just for the effects. I also equipped these weapons for their visuals, because I wanted to make like a crazy fireworks of effects shooting out as soon as I hit the button, right? So I wanted as many different looking things as possible. You could, for example, equip a laser weapon. Skadi, for example, category would be an interesting one, because it's a laser, a continuous beam of laser, which I don't think we have. No, we don't have a beam of laser. So instead of maybe the freezing rockets, the Skadi would have been a great weapon category for freezing, because it's a continuous beam of light. It makes an interesting added effect when firing. What else could we do? Weapons like Sting, for example, they don't bring any effects. They do corrosion effect, but they don't bring a visual effect. It's like just and these little bullets flying. So that was not what I wanted. I wanted this crazy effect carousel of different visuals mixing in when I fire. But maybe you have some ideas, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. Okay. Definitely something I wanted to do as soon as as soon as we knew the Dagon was coming with 6 different weapon slots. Immediately, I decided that we need to mix weapons on this. This is gonna be fun. So here we are. And by the way, if you enjoy this content, consider subscribing if you haven't done that yet. Also, by the way, I've got an upcoming giveaway probably coming up really soon. Maybe it's already going to be the new Curie robot coming to the game with a 9.6 update, right? It's right around the corner, and we have a lot of new things coming in, and one of them will be the Curie robot, and I think we may have a giveaway for it ready immediately as it comes. The Curie being a robot that, at least on the test server, seemed to be a lot more balanced to me compared to, for example, the Ohokochi, right? I'm very happy to provide a giveaway for it. I didn't want to do it with the Ohokochi. That thing was just too broken for me, in my opinion. Yeah, Dagon is good, right? It's a really strong robot, probably the most powerful after the Ohokochi and perhaps after Ophion. Those two are really dominating right now. But the Dagon can be killed pretty fast when you shield break him, right? Or when you just bring enough damage out to drop the shield. So there's that, and that's why. And also, I think the Curie robot will be similar, although it has a special ability. The Curie brings health back when he presses the ability button, and it's not like a heal. He just teleports health back in. It's gonna be interesting to see how this works, yeah, how this is. Is it gonna be? I'm assuming it's gonna be able to bypass the rust effect, right? So you have rust effect. Normally you couldn't heal. But the Curie doesn't heal, it's just teleporting health back in, which sounds similar, but it's technically not the same thing, and so maybe you can still do that while you have rust effect on you. I'm actually not quite sure right now. So yeah, let's see. But anyways, we have probably a giveaway coming up for it. And also, it will be interesting because the Curie has turrets. It places 2 turrets on the ground, and maybe you recall when I said that Pixonic nerfed the Mars in a way where the turret became so weak that the whole trait of the Mars robot kind of gets lost there. The robot itself is still pretty good, right? With the shield and the 3 medium weapons and decent mobility, so the Mars is not a bad robot. But Pixonic has changed the balancing away from the turret more to the robot. And I feel like this is a bit of a mistake, because what made the Mars so interesting is that turret, right? I think more power should be in the turret compared to the robot. And I think hopefully Pixonic is going to see that and perhaps actually rebuffs the turret on the Mars, because they said they want to put more emphasis and more focus on turrets going forward with the upcoming updates, like turrets that you can place on the ground. And as such, the Mars is very designated for that role, and it needs a bit of a buff when it comes to the turret, I think. And the Curie will also bring new turrets, and I think that the turrets will probably be really good. They will actually probably do a decent amount of its damage output, I would assume, at least when they're positioned well. I guess it's going to depend a little bit on the positioning of those turrets. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do it, because it seems like as soon as you press the ability button on the test server, you get a random locations for the turrets, like random spawn of them somewhere near front, left, front, right of you, or something like this. But yeah, all that is coming up in the next update once it hits the live server. We've already seen gameplay on the test server. If you haven't yet seen it, check it out on the channel. You'll find this. Type in YouTube Manni Robots Curie, and you should immediately get to the video. And see what I'm talking about. But see how much... Ooh, by the way, that Strider did a really good amount of damage to me with his toxic weapons. Wait, why was he bypassing my shield with the toxic weapons? I'm confused. Normally they don't bypass shields. Nah, they don't. So maybe he was running shield break. I haven't paid attention to it right there. But he must have been. He must have been shield breaking me. Otherwise he would have normally ended up shooting the Aegis shield instead of directly into my health. That's why he would deal so much damage with those weapons. Freaking Ophions, man! When they are in the air, they never drop their shields. But now we're shooting all these 6 different weapons at the Ao Ming up there. Although one of them can't reach him. The Scatter, the sonic weapon, has 200 meters range, so we're not in weapons range for that weapon. It's just firing straight forward into the ground, basically. But it's okay. The other 5 weapons still did a lot of damage. And Ao Ming wouldn't seem to deal damage to me, it seems. Alright, that Fafnir needs to go. Although he doesn't have the legendary pilot, he's actually not shield breaking me. It's rare. Normally, whenever I see a Fafnir, they also have the legendary pilot. Not this guy, though. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you think about this setup. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.